Alright everybody, so I see lots of people playing Scorch, and a lot of those people usually don't do too good. Maybe because they don't really know how to play Scorch, or that there's a certain way you have to play them. He's only good in certain areas of the game, and on certain maps. And he's also very easy to damage yourself. He's pretty much the only Titan where you can hurt yourself through his own attacks. So you have to be pretty careful. So this guy is basically just telling you what his abilities are and what he does, alright? So let's start this. Scorch. Just the name is a good indication of what this pyro-loving Titan is about. He's by far the most different Titan, and in my honest opinion, the least effective one compared to the others. He is very good, but has a lot of drawbacks. For starters, he is extremely slow, and doesn't have any way to effectively attack targets with direct shots except with his grenade launcher. However, he is very, very deadly up close and has tremendous AoE capabilities. Scorch has 12,500 HP, which is the max health that any Titans can have, right next to Legion, and only has one dash with the upgrade. You pretty much want that dash. He is up close and a personal Titan, is very excellent in game modes with AI, so bounty hunt and attrition, thanks to his splash damage abilities. In order to be effective, you must not let your enemies get distance between you, or else most of your abilities will be completely useless or not as effective. While playing Scorch, I found he was useful on certain maps, and on others he was pretty useless. Homestead is one of them. However, on Dry Dock, he's tremendous in those close quarter places, or Exoplanet. Stick to close quarter area of the maps, and make sure not to stand in your own fire. Again, the biggest thing that I see most inexperienced pilots do when playing Scorch. So let's talk about temper plating real quick. Now, I was messing around with this, and I found it to not really reduce damage that much. It does, but it's not that much to make it something you have to have on. This is good to use if you're just messing around and you really don't care about if you take damage or not. And it is pretty useful, but it doesn't. There's other better abilities you could have. Just take a look at the footage I'm showing you, and you'll see, and it's up to you whether you want this or not. So, Scorch's primary weapon, the T203 Thermite Launcher, is a skill-based weapon and deadly in the right hands. It has a 5-second reload time and leaves a small pool of thermite on the ground to finish off any poor victims. It also has an extremely long range, allowing you to poke enemies from all the way across the map, and it deals very good damage against Titans. The perk Wildfire Launcher, which adds more thermite, is good to have and adds a decent bit more of the thermite. However, it's okay, but I never really see me needing more thermite for my launcher. It maybe just adds a little bit extra damage. And it's also extremely easy to hit pilots with this thing due to its tremendous big ball of fire, pretty much. It's very easy to hit ejecting pilots and also pilots trying to rodeo you, and it's extremely satisfying to hit them with it too. Now, Firewall is up next on Scorch's abilities. Scorch slams his right arm down to unleash a wall of death and flames. This will, in most cases, travel over small objects, and it will fall into holes, allowing you to hit players who are either a few feet above you or a few feet below you. Firewall by default will last 7 seconds and has a 15-second cooldown. The perk Fuel for Fire, which makes Firewall last longer, it goes from 7 seconds to 10 seconds. So there's not really a huge difference. Again, if you want those 3 extra seconds, go ahead. I personally don't see me needing 3 extra seconds. This is a very excellent to use when you're flanking or behind Titans, and is a good opener to battles. Make sure not to get caught in your own fire, as this will peck away at your health very fast. Fair warning, tone shields will stop the wall dead in its tracks. Scorch has incendiary traps as well. They are tremendously powerful and can burn groups of targets, making it excellent for bounty hunt and unsuspecting grouped up Titans. These will catch fire to any of your abilities. He has 2 charges, and they regenerate every 15 seconds, and can travel a very good distance. When it's on the ground spewing out the gas, they will last roughly 13 seconds, and when they ignite, they will burn for 7 seconds, about the same time as an unupgraded Firewall. The canisters do not bounce and will stick to the ground the second they hit. They will, however, bounce off a toned shield. These traps are good to use on unsuspecting Titans and clearing out rooms where pilots might be. So let's say you're playing bounty hunt and you think there's probably a couple of pilots in there cashing out, you can fire one into the room and light this up. I've killed tons of pilots this way. And they also do not expect it. They think they're safe in there, but not from Scorch. They do a lot of damage, so try firing these not directly at them, but aim for your targets where they might flee. If you fire them directly at them, they'll see it coming and they'll just boost away. You pretty much just wasted that. So and they're not that effective when they're keeping your distance. Using these and making the most out of them require you to think. So you have to think where you're going to put these, and that's pretty much it. They're also very good at locking down an area of the map, as most people will not walk through that fire because it damages you real quick and it hits hard. Last, and his most powerful to me, is his thermal shield. This ability is extremely deadly. It melts any incoming fire and does a lot of damage up close. Abuse this shield. Most inexperienced pilots will panic and just try to melee you down, which is a lost cause, as you will just out DPS them completely. Get up close and personal, especially in Tone's face, who are hiding behind their wall thinking they're safe, and just watch them melt. Fair warning, as this is a high risk, high reward, as you can't really see what's going on around you, and usually you kind of get tunnel vision because when you're committing to this, you're committing to it. By default, this shield lasts 5 seconds and has a cooldown of 10 seconds. With the ability Inferno Shield, it lasts 10 seconds and has a cooldown of 20 seconds. Damage increase goes up a little bit, but having the shield last for 10 seconds is a huge plus. In my opinion, this perk is the one I personally use for my Scorch. Also, the shield can be used on and off, meaning it's not a one and done use. You can use it for a few seconds, stop, and use the remaining seconds you have with it. Side note, you can no longer kill rodeoing pilots by looking up and using the shield. In case you didn't know what that is, in the tech tests, when somebody was rodeoing you and you were playing Scorch, all you had to do was use that shield, look up, and you would just kill them. It looks like Respawn caught on and they patched it. But this flame shield is so good. It's so good. It's stupid good. This is why you should always try being get up close and personal whenever you have this shield. It is very risky though because they can still hurt you, they can still melee you, and other Titans will see you get tunnel vision. You're not gonna be able to see what's going on around you. But I've destroyed countless Titans with this ability. And onto his flame core. It is very deadly. Scorch harnesses all his fire in his fist and slams onto the earth, unleashing a wave of thermite and fire. This wave travels a good bit and will almost kill full health Titans. This wave will drop down onto levels below you, making a very surprise visit. It takes a few seconds to charge up, and you're extremely vulnerable in this position. I have died more than enough times charging this up and just dying instantly. Although it's my fault because I should know better when I'm in doom state, but I usually feel like I'm too vulnerable whenever I'm getting ready to slam onto the ground with Flame Core. This core can be mitigated by Rowan's sword ability. Use this core on group of pilots to maximize its use and damage potential. Flame Core is very good. You can recharge it. Usually a good strategy is, I usually just charge in with my shield and then I Flame Core. And then I leave and I come back and I Flame Shield and hit him with everything I got, and you can get your Flame Core extremely fast with Scorch. It's probably the fastest Titan where you can get your core. But yeah, that's pretty much all his upgrades.
Double nuke. What a win.
Alright, so that is the guide, pretty much summed up in about 9 minutes. And if you like it, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, as always, and be sure to follow me on Twitter. Next week, I'm going to be making a Northstar video, and Northstar is my favorite Titan. She's the most easiest one to kill, but I just like her. She's so fun to me to play. I just love her. She just fits my playstyle and everything about her. But you can skip. This is just me rambling on about my opinions of Scorch, pretty much. So yeah, he's pretty much, to me, the most ineffective one. Like I said, he doesn't have a way to directly impact somebody. The only way you can directly shoot somebody is with his canister. Other than that, like, whenever I see a Scorch, as long as I keep medium to long range distance, they barely touch me, other than with their canister. And countless times I've gone against Tones and Northstars, and they just keep dashing away from me. And they kill me because I can't get close enough to use any of my abilities. I can't close that distance fast enough. His shield is ridiculous. It's so powerful. This is why he is a close quarters player. He can kill anything. If Rowan tries getting up close with him, they're dead. Now, if like multiple get up and close with you, then you're dead. But that shield just melts health. It's ridiculous. And his firewall's pretty good. His incendiary traps are also very good. He's a solid Titan. He doesn't need any nerfs or buffs. He's perfect the way he is. He's definitely the most unique to me. Definitely the most unique. But that's pretty much it. I also thought it was pretty funny that his flame core can be mitigated by Rowan's sword block.
Whatever.
That shocked me. And believe it or not, a lot of Scorch's abilities can be mitigated by Rowan's sword block. If you don't believe me, take one of your friends, go into a private match, and have him use firewall and incendiary traps, and then as you playing as Rowan, walk into that fire holding down the sword block ability. You will mitigate so much of that damage. It's stupid. So yeah. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.